Ammoye, it is so good to see you finally because for folks who have been listening to Rudy Blair Entertainment Media, rudyblairmedia.com, you and I have done several interviews in 2020 to talk about your music, but was always over the phone. I finally figured out how to get the Zoom thing going so we can finally at least see each other. It is so good to see you. And wow, have you been busy during 2020? You seem to be like everywhere.
Like I said to you, I'm trying to keep up with you.
Right. Not even close. I'm not the one getting Juno nominations. Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It feels good to see that the hard work and the smart work, I like to call it, paying off.
Now, what
It's
is
good.
this? Number 4 or 5? What number is this for
This
nominations?
is number 5.
Number 5. Okay, lucky
Mhm.
5. The reason
Lucky
why
5.
I'm going to ask this is, does the feeling ever change when you get a nomination from the first nomination you got to this one?
Absolutely, and especially this one for me too, because this is a surprise. Honestly, with everything that was going on in 2020, I surely did not spend time thinking that we submitted because that's what we do. But I honestly, when we got the call that it was nominated, I was absolutely shocked. Really, it was a great surprise. Yeah.
Let's talk about the recording. Let's go right into this. Let's talk about the recording, what you're nominated for, because it's kind of funny that you say that you're shocked, but when you think about the music and the process that you put this through, because we have talked about this, it really does make sense and why this is nominated.
Yes, because Give It All came out, actually, it was written years ago, right? I wrote this song um, maybe in 2012, around that time. And it's produced by Adrian Dunsum from Dunsum Records in New York, Jamaican producer that lives in New York. And he called during the first lockdown, and he was like, Ammoye, this is the time for this song to come out. It's so relevant to what's going on right now. The song is about upliftment and giving life your all, because tomorrow is not promised to anyone. And with all the uncertainties uncertainty in the air about what's really happening, this new normal that we're seeing happening, unfolding, it's good to get some good news to say that, in spite of everything that's happening around you, give life your all, live your life to the fullest, look for the positive, look for the things that give you joy, and give life everything you have, and give your passions your full support. You support yourself in what you're doing, and just go for it no matter what.
So here you are, you get this very special song, comes out at a very special time. What was the reaction from people even before you got this nomination? What were they saying to you when they heard this song? And the reason why I asked that is because we have been through so much when you look at from COVID, racism, what was going on in the US with the elections, Kevin's, Karen's, do I wear a mask? Don't I wear a mask? Do I get a shot? Don't I get a shot?
Yeah,
Do
it's
I
a
go
lot.
outside? Don't I go outside? So many things. What were people saying to you about this song during this
Yeah.
unusual time?
Yes, like you said, we're going through a lot, and on the mental psyche, it can be so overwhelming and traumatizing, really, because it's such a shift what's happening. And so a lot of people were telling me that they loved the song. It made them feel good. One of my girlfriends was saying that it made her feel like she was in a different, every time she heard it, she felt like she was in a different dimension. It took her away from everything that's going on around her, and she felt like she was just in a different dimension. She was seeing colors, and she was actually, I was walking on because I go for walks. This is one of the ways that works for me, that takes me out of this whole chaos, if you will, and it just grounds me, just being out in nature. And as I was walking, she called, and this is what she was saying, that I just want to tell you that this song is amazing. It just makes me feel so good, and it really takes me out of this world. I feel like I'm out in another space when she's listening to the song. And everybody that have reached out to me about the song, and I've heard the song, has only had great things to say about how it makes them feel. So I've done my job there.
This song is part of a musical and personal journey that you have been going through. Can you talk a little bit about that, please? Because the albums that you've been putting out, again, it's all part of this journey. And again, what a timing for this music too.
I know. When that song came out, I was going through one of my another part of my spiritual awakening, I call it, and I'd gone through a breakup as well, and so it was a lot during that time, and I was experiencing stuff with my voice as well. I feel like I was getting a recalibration of my voice, so it was a scary time. It was a trying time, and my way of dealing with things that I'm going through is to talk to spirit, my higher self, God, if you will, and then put it out, what I'm feeling, what my higher self is channeling through me into song, into writing. I write that out, and that is therapeutic for me. It's cathartic for me. It allows me to clear things out of myself and not let it fester inside myself. So that was a way of dealing with a situation that I was dealing with at that time. And to say that even though things are hard, tough, rough, you know, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. If you choose to focus on the good and be grateful and be in gratitude for the things that are going great and are going well, then it will all work itself out. And it did. I got my voice back. I'm more stronger in my faith, in my spirituality. I know who I am. I'm growing so much. I've evolved so much. And I put that in my music and I live it. I practice what I sing about, you know, and life is good. Like I can't complain. God has been good. And I just want to encourage everybody that's hearing this interview or that would hear that song, by putting that energy into the song, let them feel exactly that. There's hope. Things are going to work out. Things are going to be beautiful. It might look a certain way right now, but it's necessary to get rid of certain things that were just not appropriate, that were inappropriate, and to get to the better days. We have to go through this to
Go
get to
through
the better.
go through the albums again, because it was like one was Water and those special titles that you had.
The first one was The Light,
Right.
which I wrote during that time of 2012. I wrote during that time, and then it came out. I was writing for that whole time, and then we released that in 2017, I think. And that was The Light. So that was discovering my higher self, having that personal relationship with my higher self, and expressing that to the world, recognizing that I have the power within me. Everything is within myself. I don't need to look for validation outside of myself. It's all within myself, and then sharing that with the world. And then Water is a new album that's coming out this year, September release. We're planning for a September release of Water. And that is just the rebirth of Ammoye, if you will, and seeing things from a different perspective now that I've discovered the light, and I'm seeing things through a different lens. Water is my rebirth now that I'm seeing things in a new way, and I'm comfortable in my own skin now, and I can talk about things that I see going on without fear. This is
you fear. Look, the things that I've known about you and I've seen what you do, you have no fear whatsoever. You've always been that artist, and we've talked about this too in the past. You don't let yourself be put in a box. Why is that important? That's part of that bravery.
Yes, exactly. And that's also being raised by my grandmother. She was a powerhouse, and she was a strict Christian. And so I got my first introduction to spirit from her, and music as well, from my grandmother and my grandfather. And they've always instilled in me, especially my mom, my grandmother, who I call my mom, because she raised me for most of my life. And those important years, she taught me that, listen, you are here for a reason. You have your gifts. You're not, the gifts that you've gotten from God's spirit, the universe, is not by accident. There is no accident, and there's no coincidence. You have it for a reason. And so you need to own your craft, master your craft. And she instilled that in me, and then share that with the world without unapologetically. Just own who you are, because life is short. And so you don't want to die with your light and your gift still trapped inside of you. And so I've just built on that. You know, that's like a foundation for me.
Does it still surprise people when they realize that you also perform with the Arkells, who are also up for a Juno Award this year for Best Group? Does it still surprise people?
Some people, absolutely. Like, oh, is that you in the art? I'm like, yeah, I'm one of the Arquettes. Yes. You see, and I love music so much, and I respect Arkells because they give you the opportunity to shine. Because even when you're performing on stage with them, they allow me to go in and do a solo. you know what I mean, and share my gift with their audience. So it's a good thing. It's a win when I get to perform. I get to do what I love to do in different forms and into different audiences, and get them to come over to listen to what I'm doing, and they start following me on my Instagram and listen to the reggae music. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's good to collaborate. You
Now,
know.
in the past, we have traveled to other cities. I mean, you and
Yes.
I have run into each other either by the hotel or
Yeah.
the airport as we head
Yeah.
to the Juno Awards. And of
True.
course, you are always looking like the fashion plate no matter what.
I
How
love
do you
fashion.
prepare for a virtual Juno Award that is, of course, the 50th anniversary,
Yeah.
um, happening in Toronto? But they are talking about that this is going to be virtual, most of it. So, how do you
Mm.
prepare for something like this? This is going to be something new for you and
I
everybody.
know, totally new. Yeah. I mean, go with the flow, right? You just have to go with the flow. I'll still be a fashionista on that virtual. I
Yes.
tell you that right now. It's still gonna be the bomb when it comes to my fashion, because I love fashion. It's another way of expressing myself, not just sonically but visually as well. So yes, you'll be seeing the fashion coming out, and we just have to show out for the virtual and act like it's in person. You
Now I
know.
know I know that last year there were some. I shouldn't say some. There were a couple of some great virtual performances that you were doing and you were part of. You kind of talked about this new album, Water, coming out later on in September of 2021. What's going to happen in the meantime? Will there be other song releases? And
Oh
also,
yes,
will there be virtual performances happening? And could you be
absolutely.
part of even the drive-in performances as we're still trying to figure out what's going on with venues?
Right, right. There'll definitely be virtual shows for sure. And we're releasing 3 singles. So 2 singles right before the album comes out. The first one will be in May. I think May 23rd is the date. And the next one will be in July. And then we're doing a virtual release concert, like a release party for the album concert vibe. And so that's coming out right before the album as well. And I've been booked for like virtual shows. Like the last one I did was for Columbia Music Festival. And so I'll be doing shows virtually, or however the universe decides that we're going to play this out. But I'll just
Well,
go with the flow.
I am going to be so excited to hear this new album. And it
Thank
sounds
you.
like it's an album that a lot of people need to hear. Can I get some words of wisdom from you that people can use? Because of this pandemic, so many things have happened to people. And we talked a little bit about earlier.
Mhm.
We've lost some loved ones too. People have lost jobs. And for some people, they've lost hope. What advice can you give them to help them get through this darkness and hopefully get through the good times and know that it was, they had the strength to do this?
Exactly. I would say that you're not alone. You're absolutely not alone. You have so much support in the physical world, in the spiritual world. You have support. It's good for me, and it's therapeutic for me when I feel a little bit down or I feel a little bit bombarded with everything. I go out into nature. I love to go by the lake and just be with Gaia, with Mother Nature, if you will, and just spend time going within. You find so much strength when you go into that stillness and you meditate, and you have that inner conversation. Go in the internet, come out the internet and go in the internet, go within, and you'll find so much. You'll find out that there's so much support for you, and I get so much strength for that from that. So I would say, know that you're not alone. You are supported, and you will make it through this. Just stay positive and focus on the good things that are happening in life. You have breath, and you have food to eat on the table. And if you don't, there's places that will help you get food on your table. There's so much support out there. And I send everybody light and healing and the strength to get through this, because we will get through this together. And when we get to that other side, we're gonna laugh about these days. We're gonna laugh about these days when we were wearing masks and walking around, you know. But it's all gonna be better. It's all gonna get better.
It
Yes.
absolutely will. Social
Mhm.
media is the place to go. Where do we go to follow you? Because believe me, folks, if you're not following her, you
Mhm.
need to, because the things that you see, I keep wondering, how is she over here and then she's over there? How is she wearing this and then wearing that? It's like, my
I
goodness.
love you,
Like,
Rudy. I love
oh,
you. I love
you're
you.
the best. Where do
Thank
we go
you.
to follow you?
They can follow me on my Instagram page. I started a new page, a brand new page, fresh energy. I needed to take a break from social media for a while, so I did that. Now I'm back, and it's Ammoye's Music, Ammoyes Music, on Instagram, and on Twitter it's the same handle, Ammoye's Music, Ammoyes Music. On Facebook, my fan page is also Ammoye's Music. On YouTube, it's the same, all Ammoye's Music, Ammoyes Music, and you can go on my website, ammoye.com.
Congratulations on another Juno nomination.
Thank
More
you, Rudy.
importantly, congratulations on this journey that you've been on that has not only healed you,
Yes.
but your music is healing a lot of other people too at the same time. Thank you again. Looking forward to everything you're doing. And let's cross fingers that when we talk again, I
It will
can
be.
say those words, but I'm not going to say them. But you know what I want to say. So
Yeah.
big love to you, and we'll definitely talk.
So much love to you too. Thank you so much, Rudy. So much love to you, and success and health and everything that's great to you as well. Thank you.